Teach, Teenagers want to be able to get their own things without having to borrow money from their parents. At around the age of 16, they start getting jobs. And let's be honest, I don't think students should be able to work full time and go to school full time. Some people say they should. It gives them work experience. They teach them great time management skills, and it gives them to so they can have their own money. But let's be honest. Iowa should really have laws that make it so teens aren't able to work as much as they do. It causes a lot of mental health issues and a bunch of educational issues as well. Nobody wants to be able to start off a job at 7:25, but bunch of companies are starting off their pay much higher because of how short staffed they are. Um, the Iowa Division of Labor tells us that for teenagers at 14 and 15 can only work 4 hours per school night and can work 8 hours on weekends. Now, for 16 and older, they don't have any requirements or any laws that enforce them that they can't work as much as they do. And some students choose to work full time because they want to be able to help out their parents pay bills, or they just want to get their own stuff without asking anybody else to borrow that money. It's very hard for students to have to balance work, school, after school activities, and their social life. Mental Health America says that teenagers are very stressed with financial aids or many different things. Working full time can cause students to be anxious, depressed, and so many more mental health issues. With them having to go home in the middle, really late, it causes them to have to go to sleep late because of the chores they have to get done when they get home. And then, of course, they also have to stay up till maybe 1 or 2 a.m. to be able to do their homework. It's also noted that teenagers with mental health issues are also more likely to drop out and cause them to be unemployed when they grow older. With students having to stay up, it causes them to be really tired for the next day. And with them having to be tired, it can cause a lot more mental health issues with mood disorders. It can cause them to be more angry. And then it also causes them to be wandering off a lot during classes. For educational issues, students are having very hard time to staying on top of schoolwork with them just wandering off in classes and then just not being or just having to fall asleep in class because of how bored they actually are and how tired they are. I talked to one of my teachers, Mr. Mendelko, to see his opinion on how he sees some of his students working full time, and he says, I think that if students find a job for 10 to 20 hours a week, that's great. It is a good experience and you get to make some money. However, the hours some require work, 25 plus late nights, etc., is ridiculous. And to young workers who aren't as equipped to stand up for themselves, they can't tell that they are getting used for how much they're actually working at their job. Teachers also seem to care a lot about their students and try to get them on top of their schoolwork without having to push them too much. Teachers are always willing to help students out with anything they really need it on. They care so much about their students and want the best for them and their future. Now, if we have a job, obviously we would want the government laws to be stricter the mental health causes, working full time causes for teenagers, and the educational causes. Now, if you have a job, I think this is a great opportunity to ask for less hours, especially if you're having a lot of mental health issues and are having a hard time staying on top of your schoolwork.